Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Friday. All right. It's Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Thank y'all for joining me. I am Montina and this is my channel, the Just Montina channel, my second channel on YouTube. I have another one with like 40,000 subs. I started a long time ago. And I started this channel because I wanted to help women attract the love they desire and deserve. Because I realized over 40, when I was getting married, that women were like, oh my God, how did you meet your husband? Then we got married, and I thought, oh, I want to help women get and stay married. So this is great for you. It's a women's support group. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If a friend shared this link with you, and it's the Happy Wife Project. First marriage is 50% end in divorce. Second marriage is 67% end in divorce. And third marriage is if you're crazy enough, like my husband and I, to even do it. Only 5% of folks do it, but 73% of those marriages end in divorce. So if we're not proactive about marriage, then we're reactive in marriage. And no one teaches women how to be wives. They don't teach men how to be husbands, but this is not about them. It's about us. So I wanted to create a support group for us. I wanted to create a space for wives, for women that are in relationships that desire to be in relationships. Single people talk about single stuff, but married people, people that are that desire relationships, we talk and move differently. So I'm here. So we have some support. We have some encouragement. Y'all can join me live. I don't know how that works. But if you click the link, I'm going to bring you up here with me. But I'm so excited because I follow an agenda, y'all, in the mornings. Hey, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I've been thinking about stuff for us to share. And today I just wanted to share some things that came to mind about the small things. So, I go work out in the mornings, went worked out this morning. I'm going to go to a second workout today for Pilates. And it's the really small things that make the big difference. I don't always feel like working out, but I do it anyway. I'm really consistent. And what I'm finding is that's what we have to do in our marriages. It's about being consistent because it is the really small things that make a tremendous impact and difference in our lives. Like when I was moving today, doing it's called Tabata. It's the little muscles. We do small movements. And I thought this morning about the small things because my husband sent me a text today and just said, have a blessed day with hearts around it. And I'm like, oh, this is so cute. You know how we have to think about being consistent in our marriage sometime. Like thinking about what am I doing? Because it's the small things. Can you send a text? Can you send a photo? What did you do in the beginning? What are you doing now? And again, it's about us as wives. The other thing is, y'all, we got to study our husbands. We have to study these men like we study everything. We study our work. We study about finances. We study about being women. Don't get me an old tech, honey, because I'm kind of this thing. I love doing things with my skin and my body. We need to know what he likes, what he dislikes, the things that we thought about when we were dating. I actually have this little list, a running list of like my husband's favorite dishes. Like if I make something, his reaction to it, and that's what I make again because men are simple. They're simple, they're not complicated. The next thing I had on here was, y'all, I put in here like I was kind of putting like, don't say everything comes to your mind, but just shut up. Oh, I told somebody the other day, I said, I'm so emotionally mature. And it was like, that is a great way to put it. I just don't say everything that comes to my mind. When you were young, and some of y'all that are my young sisters come in, and I'll hear women say, I was arguing with my husband. I said, why, girl? Why, sis? Why? Zip it, zip it, zip it. The other thing, my married women too, my single, y'all, we got to be sexy, sexy. We need to be sexy, sexy for our husbands. Sis, you need to be putting on your lingerie. Take your shower before bed. Be beautiful. You want to feel good, but be sexy, 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 sexy. Okay? This is making it practical. And then there's something we do at Chicago stuff. It's called push pull, but I actually heard it. What was I listening to today? I was listening to something. We're talking about push pull, and I was like, that's what it's like in our marriage. It's a push, it's a pull. It's a push, it's a pull. He did this, okay, I'm gonna overlook it. Okay, he did this, I'm gonna overlook it. But it's a push pull in our relationships. And the next thing is we're gonna make it practical today. But I like to talk about the power. That power comes from your source. That comes for us from God. But it comes from your source if it's Allah. I don't care. But we need that power. You need the word. You need to be reading You need to do it. The next thing is we have to praise God for your day, for your life, for your spouse, for your relationships, for your joy every single day. Worship. Get that in where you are taking your time, sis. This is about you. You might not be in the valley. You might be coming out the valley, or you might be going in the valley. I don't know. And it doesn't even matter because we're going to be successful and we're going to have amazing lives. And the next thing with that is our prayer, which is our talking to God and our meditation. Ask God to show you your husband's heart. Ask him to help you think through your mind. There's something I hear a pastor say, Father, think through my mind. Less of me, all of you, none of me, all of it. He would say, less of me, more of you, none of me, all of you. Think through my vocal cords. Speak through my vocal cords. Think through my mind. Now that's something right there. Okay, Father, tell me what to say. Show me how to act. And I'm trying to make this very practical and real. It's funny, but it is what it is because we have to stay vigilant in our marriages because we lock our doors every day. For what? Because we don't want intruders to come in. We have to lock that with our marriages and think we don't want no intruders coming in. We don't want the enemy to come in. We want to have successful lives, successful marriages. We want people to look at us like, what's going on? Well, you know what, sis? It ain't always amazing, but we can make it through because we're supporting each other. We need to learn how to build each other up and build relationships. And I'm gonna tell you something, sis. I know he be acting crazy. I know, because my husband be acting crazy too. But it's okay because we got this, sis. We got this. We got this. We got this. So, thinking about Joyce Meyer's battlefield of the mind, she says, in what condition is your mind? Have you noticed that the condition of your mind changes? One time you can be calm and peaceful and happy and amazing, and another time anxious and worried. Or you may make a decision and be secure about it, then later find your mind in a confused condition concerning the very thing you were previously so clear and certain about. She says there's been times in her life when she's experienced those things, and you have too. I have too. Times when we seem to be able to believe God without no troubles, because they say trouble don't last always. Hey, y'all, good morning. And then there are other times when doubt and unbelief haunted her mercilessly. Because it seems that the mind can be in so many different conditions, she said, is my mind normal? She wanted to know what normal was so she could learn to deal with the abnormal thinking patterns immediately upon her arrival. This is something to think about for us in our marriages. Do you have some abnormal thinking patterns? Oh, my husband came home late. Home late. Is he out with? And you know what? Sometimes we gotta erase those. Just erase it. That's why we have to have on the full armor, weapons of warfare, because we have to start allowing, if we're not already, God to deal with our spouses. It ain't something about me and this, but listen, your special anointing comes from us. The Bible says when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing and he obtains favor with the Lord. You are his good thing, girl. We are good things. We are good things. Okay. All right. She said abnormal behavior for you as a believer. If you're critical, judgmental, suspicious, that's abnormal. That's abnormal to think that way. She said she didn't know she could do anything about it, but she knew that she had to get into the teachings. So again, our minds are not born again without the new experiences. Think about that for your life. Where is there aggravation and overwhelm and caution and fear? That's not normal. Being argumentative and contentious and all that, it's just not normal. So again, there are things that we have to think about in our lives, in our marriages. Like this is, I'm telling you, there's some things that came up in my marriage. It's like, this is not normal. This is not normal. That's why therapy is important because sometimes there are some things that happen to you, especially when you're married, and you be like, this is crazy. And it is. But you need your therapist to tell you that because it's not normal. So she says, as a believer, in what condition should our mind be? What is the normal state? And she goes through the Bible here, okay? And she talks about what the normal state is for us. And it's to be enlightened, having a small voice, the conditions conducive to hearing. And a mind that is too busy is abnormal. A mind is normal when it is at rest, not blank, but at rest. As we proceed, she talks about in the book, and we'll talk about it, but think about the wrong way of thinking when it's just too busy. Too busy. I'm just ruminating over all the things. Nope, sis. we are going to have successful lives, successful wives, happy spouse, happy house. So that's just making it from that devotion there. And let me look at my notes as we're going in. Up, we got to make this practical. And I have here the book that I'm sticking in right now, The Go Giver. Hey, y'all, good morning, good morning, good morning. The purpose of marriage is to give yourself fully to another and in the process become your best self. And the one I wanted to bring up today, it's called Allow. Take responsibility for the energy you bring into the relationship. Accept your partner for who they are, the way they are. Add all to that. They are who they are, says. You knew that when you married them. And if you didn't, then they change just like we do too. Be their safe harbor, have a generous spirit, and be kind. So he talks about this, and this is the essence of marriage. We each maintain our integrity as our own individual selves. Yet in our intersection, we also create a third entirely new space between us with a life and quality of its own. The energy of the marriage is self to us. So the Venn diagram, they should have showed us that when we got married, right? This is him, this is you, this is us. Here's the challenge. How do two fully grown, complex personalities, each with their own unique family histories, occupy the same space? By allowing. Allowing means taking responsibility for the energy you bring to your marriage and giving your partner the space to do the same. So, what does that look like? It says when we first fall in love, it can be incredibly easy to share this new space, the flesh of new romance and life and the honeymoon phase and all that good stuff. You are crazy for each other, but what could go wrong? We're all shaped, y'all, by family histories, past relationships, and we bring those histories with us. That's past histories, but what about the present things that we go through too, right? Patterns emerge that reflect these unresolved emotional experiences. This can lead one or both of you to start making your love conditional. I love you, except when you act like that. I love you, but I love you more when you behave this way and not that way. In other words, not allowing your partner to be their authentic self. Another way of not allowing is to deny, actively resist, or try to control the other person's needs and feelings. And he talks about a problem with some in a marriage. So Sarah and James had a problem in their marriage. Sarah had been assaulted while in college and had residual post-traumatic anxiety that she'd addressed both with therapy and medication. Yet, despite her best efforts, she still had a tendency to be anxious or nervous about new situations. And in those moments, her anxiety would make James uncomfortable. And he'd say, "Calm down, stop worrying." But his tone was, by his own admission, not reassuring or comforting. He felt her anxiety was something she could control if she tried. And after much therapy, she should be able to manage it. But James' response made Sarah feel criticized. See how we're feeling. This became an elephant in the room. And they started to of course, argue about it. A psychologist might call this a pattern of codependent coercion. You could also call it not allowing, but not allowing Sarah to feel the way she felt. James was pushing her out of that space between them, and that space was the relationship. So again, as they talk about allowing, I'm not going to read all of what they did, but this is the thing. Find the daily practice. Find one new way to support your partner, give them the space they need, show kindness, or ease their burden. That's why, y'all, we gotta make this practical. Everybody's like, oh my God, pray, pray, pray. Allowing, here's an example of what allowing is what you do when life is too big or too challenging for one person to take one alone. You might bring a generous spirit to your marriage by taking over with the kids, handling a task or chore, staying calm during an argument, emotionally mature and open to their point of view, dropping whatever you had planned in those moments when it feels important for your spouse to do something different, and letting go of defensive reactions and admitting when you're wrong or forget something important or mess up, letting go of the ego's game and just need to be right. So how can we allow? For instance, yesterday, I had late meetings. I had a city council meeting. My husband had to stay late at work, and I'm not cooking. I cooked the day before, so I said, "Hey, what would you like to have for dinner? I could pick something up." When I was in my younger years, I thought I had to do everything. Y'all, we don't have to do it all. So what can you do to allow? And for yourself. Okay, this is not always for him. This is for you, sis. Because when your self-care is on point, when you're on point, when you can breathe, when you can do things, it's a lot easier for you too. So y'all know I am cheering for your success. Allow, keep it sexy, sexy this weekend as we go into the weekends. You need to be amazing because you are amazing. Because remember, the purpose of marriage is for us to become our best selves. And that is a good thing. So text some friends this weekend, get some resources, study that husband of yours. Study those triggers, study that man. I want you to be successful. If you guys ever want to join me, you can come on live and talk with me. I would love that. And again, no weapon formed against you gonna prosper, sis. It ain't gonna work. The joy of the Lord is your strength. And I'm telling you, stay vigilant. I don't care how amazing it is right now. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm not going through nothing right now, today. Who knows about tomorrow? But don't take your foot off the enemy's neck. That's how he gets us. Oh, since you lost the way, you good. Oh, everything's happy, and you just leave the door unlocked, and the robber gets in. Mm-mm. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. It's not going to work. The joy of the Lord is your strength. So let's put on our full armor, and we got this. You guys have an amazing weekend. I'll see you back on Monday. Bye. Bye, y'all. Oh my goodness, I love this.